Boy, before I start building on the topic for the day, hopefully everybody is having a positive Saturday morning thus far. Give y'all a chance to tune on in before I start building, man. Hopefully y'all having a peaceful start to your weekend, man. Everything going good, everything going lovely. So I'm gonna give y'all time to tune on in, man, before we start building. Got an important build for the day. Some inspiration and some motivation, man. I'm feeling good. Then I need to pass that energy along. Need to pass that energy, man. So come on in, tune in, tap in with your boy. On this fabulous Saturday morning. About to get it in on this fabulous Saturday morning. Peace. Shakir, what's going on with you, my brother? How you living? How you feeling? Sweet Tea, peace. What's going on? How everybody living, man? How everybody feeling? Magic Realms, peace. What's going on with you? Dizzy, what's going on with you, my brother? Alonzo, peace. What's going on? Andronicus, no doubt, man. How you living? Yeah, we about to get the motivation. About to get the motivation cracking early in the morning. About to get the motivation cracking early in the morning. So then once y'all get this motivation, then y'all can tackle the rest of y'all day, man. But I just wanna drop some little jewels on y'all real quick, man. Let y'all know about these frauds that's out here. You shouldn't let these frauds bring you down, man. A lot of people doing that. A lot of people falling victim to the frauds that's out here. Y'all know the frauds that I'm talking about, man. Y'all know the frauds all over social media. Y'all know these frauds all on YouTube, all on Facebook, all on Instagram. Y'all know these frauds I'm talking about. A lot of these frauds got people feeling a certain type of way about themselves, man. Don't allow anybody to kill your self-esteem. Don't do it. Oh, Alonzo, no doubt. Get to the money on them burpees. And that belly button technique, definitely crucial. And that's what it's about. That's what it's about, getting the people healthy. Get the people healthy physically and mentally. That's what I'm about. Health is wealth, man. That's how we move. That's how we operate. That's how we operate. Beast reincarnated. Montel, peace. What's going on? Andronicus, you already know. Melanated, peace. What's going on? And I can definitely understand that one. You definitely understand that one, man. But like I said, we got a lot of frauds out here, man. A lot of frauds. MCJ Rocket, yep. Definitely an illusion, man. That's why I tell people, man, if somebody ain't pushing that positivity, if somebody ain't elevating you, then why are you entertaining that person in the first place? Why are you following somebody? Why are you paying attention? Or are you tuning in to somebody that's not elevating you, man? Don't do that. Don't do that, man. A lot of times, man, these people, they talking this talk, man, they don't even live according to what they talking about. You know what I mean? Then they got you feeling bad about yourself because you don't fit the criteria in regards to the things that they are talking about. And they don't fit their own criteria. But they got you out here feeling bad. But when you really break down and analyze their life, then everything is not peaches and cream as they want you to think. So, man, stop rocking with these frauds, man. If somebody ain't out here elevating you, if somebody ain't out here pushing that positivity, man, leading you in the right direction or pointing you in the right direction, stop rocking with them, man. Stop tuning in. You don't need to be on that type of vibe. You don't need to be on that type of frequency at all. You don't need to be on that. Or Jizzy, peace, what's going on? Like, you don't need to tune in to anything like that. You don't need to tune in to anything that's making you feel less than. You don't need to tune in to anything like that that's degrading you. You don't need to tune in to anything like that. We already got enough of those forces working against us. So the last thing I need to do is tune in to another brother or another sister that's talking bad about me and making me feel bad about myself. I don't need to do that. I don't need to tune in and tap in and nothing like that. I'm tuned in and I'm tapped in to positivity, to empowerment, to success, man. I'm trying to build, man. I'm not trying to destroy myself. Oh, Beast reincarnated. It's definitely rented. They definitely rented those cars. That don't be theirs. I learned that a long time ago studying the music industry. When I got the knowledge about a lot of the stuff in the music video not belonging to the actual artist. All that stuff being rented. From the homes to the cars to the women. You know, I'm paying the women to be in the video. Like, you know what I'm saying? All that. All that is an illusion. All of it. All of it is an illusion. So again, we gotta stop entertaining that nonsense, man. Again, if somebody is not pushing you in the right direction, in a positive direction, in a powerful direction, you need not rock with it. You need not rock with it, man. I done had plenty of people, and for the life of me, I don't even understand why people rocking with that type of nonsense, man. But I done had people come to me talking about they've been rocking with such and such, and it's making them feel bad about themselves. Stop rocking with them. Stop listening to them. Stop listening to them. That's the simplest advice. Simplest advice, stop listening to them, man. Why would you listen to somebody that got you feeling bad about yourself? That's got you feeling negative about yourself? Don't do that. You don't need that. Wife is in the building, y'all. Y'all say peace to the wife. She is in the building. MCJ Rocker, no doubt, and that's how it should be. Like I said, man, if it ain't elevate me, I ain't rocking with it too much, man. If it ain't elevate me, man, if it's not contributing to like my elevation and to my success, I really don't have time for it. I really don't have time for it, and I feel like everybody should apply that same perspective to their life, man. If it's not benefiting you, if it's not benefiting your elevation, if it's not benefiting getting you to a level of success that you're striving for, then you need not entertain it, man. Because whether we want to believe it or not, like all the type of stuff that we consume, it has an impact on our minds, whether it be consciously or subconsciously. So when you continue to entertain somebody that's basically letting you know that, like basically telling you that you trash and got you feeling bad about yourself, like you're going to start accepting that as your reality. So that's why you got to be real mindful of the stuff that you consume, because you're going to start accepting that as a reality, man. So if somebody telling you that the person that you think you are ain't nothing, if you keep hearing that repetitively, man, then you're going to accept that as your reality on the subconscious level. And once it becomes accepted on the subconscious level, now we got a bigger problem. Now you really gonna start manifesting that reality because you accepted it on that subconscious level, and that's not a good thing. So that's why I say you gotta be mindful in regards to what you consume. All mahogany honey, no doubt. And that's why I say the way of the world. That's the way of the world. Like, a lot of people, and I talked about this in previous videos, a lot of people, when they striving to make those positive changes, as soon as you strive to do that, you come across a lot of obstacles, a lot of challenges. That's because the way of the world, as soon as you step outside of your positive realm, like the majority of the people out here, they negative. It's chaotic, imbalanced, like off their square, self-hatred. Like that's what you're gonna come across when you're dealing with the average person. The average person is not necessarily positive. They negative, they stressed out, they in that chaotic state, they unhealthy, disease-ridden, all of that type of stuff. So it's like people are just used to that, man. People are used to being down, but at the same time, we got to do something about it. We got to do something about it, because if you're going to be used to it, I don't want to hear you complain about it, man, if you're not striving to do anything to turn it around. So you always got to be making strides, man, to do something about your condition if you're not satisfied with it. Instead of sitting around complaining. If you got the time and energy and the effort to sit around and complain, you got that same time, energy, and effort to do something about it, to change your condition, change your circumstance. So I don't want to hear anybody sitting around complaining about something when you have the ability to change it, when you have the ability to alter that reality. CJ, no doubt. You said I told you to get on in, and you in here. Oh, Tavon, you still talking still talking about voting and all that? That's crazy, because I was going I was gonna talk about that on this video, but I'm gonna just wait. I'm gonna hold off on that. But it's like, man, like I said, man, when you dealing with the masses out here, when you dealing with the public, like I said, man, y'all know about it. When you dealing with the public out here, man, it could be a challenge. It could be a challenge when you got this certain way of thinking. You got this certain way of thinking. When you dealing with the public, it can be a challenge, man. That's why I say be mindful in regards to what you consume. Be mindful in regards to who you interact with. You don't want to just be interacting with any and everybody out here, man. That's not necessarily healthy for you. That's not necessarily something that's good for you. Got to be mindful with your associations. Be mindful of the environments that you place yourself in. Just be mindful. Be mindful of all of that. Be mindful of all of that, man, because you become what you consume. Like they say, you are what you eat. It ain't just physical food, man. It's just like mental food as well. So you are what you eat in regards to the mental food. So be mindful of all the foods that you consume because you can become that. So your interactions, when you interacting with people, you become that because that's food, what they call it, food for thought. So you got to be mindful, man, with the people that you interacting with. You become that. The people that you listening to on a daily basis, you become that because that's stuff that you consume and that's food. So again, be mindful. Like, what are you consuming on a daily basis? Like, you essentially are becoming that. So you got to ask yourself, what are you consuming on a daily basis in regards to what you're listening to, in regards to who you watching, in regards to who you interacting with? That's food. That is food. So you are what you eat is a lot deeper than the physical foods that we consuming. It also revolves around the mental foods, the interactions, the environments, all of that. We become all of that. We become all of that. Wheezy baby, peace, what's going on? Yeah, and magic realms, and that's my key, that's my advice to everybody, man. You can't force that. You can't force that, man. You will alleviate a lot of stress once you realize that the only thing that you can really control is your perception. You can't control how anybody else like responds. You can't control how anybody else moves. So you need not, for one, try to do that. You cannot dictate anybody else's life. Like, you just can't do that. You can't do that. So you can't obsess with striving to do that. You can't allow that to make you feel some type of way because you feel like you trying to help somebody, but they not open. They not receptive to your words of encouragement, to your guidance and all that type of good stuff, man. Like, they gonna operate on their own time. They gonna operate on their own time. And you just gotta accept that, man. So when you come across certain pieces of information, you gotta utilize that information for self. Then the people that need to see that, they gonna see it. And they gonna act according to that, man. You gonna inspire the people who need to be inspired by you. But you can't force it, man. You can't go out there trying to convert somebody to your way of life, convert somebody to your perspective. That's gonna give you all resistance, man. And it's gonna cause a lot of stress, a lot of conflict, a lot of tension. And we don't need that. We don't need that. Justin Sims, peace, what's going on? Alonzo, no doubt. No doubt, man. And again, I always tell people too, I'm a work in progress, man. I'm a work in progress, man. So like I say, when I'm talking to y'all, I'm talking to myself as well. So y'all ain't the only ones that's getting some jewels, man. I'm getting some jewels myself. It's basically me having a conversation with myself as well. So best believe if I'm telling y'all something, I'm striving to implement it in my life if I haven't already implemented it. Because that's how it's got to go, man. Each one teach one, but I'm always teaching myself at the end of the day. So I'm always teaching myself as well. OPEC, peace, what's going on? T Jizzle, what's going on with you? And Tavon, at the end of the way I look at it, us as a people, like and I don't think it's gonna happen in our time. Like, we're gonna always, this system got us good, it's got a hold on us. So we're gonna always, on a massive scale, trust this system. No matter how angry we get, no matter how much we march and protest, at the end of the day, most black people gonna continue to put their trust in this system. It's basically, I've realized now that it's unrealistic to think and believe that one day all black people will realize that this system is wicked, this system is not for us, and then they stop participating in it. I have now realized that that is very unrealistic. It's only going to be a select few of us that actually realize that and don't participate in the shenanigans that's going on via this system. But on a massive scale, for the most part, black people are gonna continue to fall victim to this system. They gonna continue to place their trust in this system. They're gonna believe in this system. They're gonna believe that this system is not wicked and not corrupt. They just gonna continue to do that. So it might not happen in our lifetime, but it may happen after us. But for the most part, this system still got a good hold on us. Got a good hold on us. It's got a good hold on us. Justin Green, peace, what's going on? Beast reincarnated, and that's what I'm talking about. See, on a massive scale, not too many people gonna be down with that. Not too many people gonna be down with that. Oh, Justin Green, yeah, that Healing with Whole Foods, that book is a jewel. That whole entire book is a jewel. That whole entire book is a jewel. Oh, this stream, it really did nothing inspire it other than me just thinking. I just think about it, man. It's a lot of frauds out here. I mean, that's just reality. It's a lot of artificial people. It's a lot of frauds out here. So that was just me thinking. That's what inspired this particular stream. I just be thinking. I just be thinking about things, man, and that's what came to me when I was thinking. It's just fraud. So I was like, all right, that's how I'm gonna do this video. So a lot of times I'm just thinking. If I'm not reading something and I don't manifest an idea from what I'm reading, then I just think about it. And whatever come to my mind, I just talk about it. And this something that came to my mind, just frauds, dealing with frauds. And then I could just trace my own history. When I used to rock with a lot of people, from basically when they started, then I saw the finished product years later, and they let a lot of stuff get to their head, and I had to stop rocking with them. And I was talking about that in the previous video. So that just kind of inspired what I'm talking about now. So just rocking with people from when they started to when they reached a certain type of level, and you see the change. And the change ain't necessarily a good thing that I've witnessed from a lot of people when they start to get a lot of attention coming their way. So I seen that. I seen that with a lot of people in the fitness industry, a lot of people in the so-called conscious community. I used to rock with a lot of people that you don't necessarily see me rocking with anymore. And I seen a lot of people that rock with these people that I rock with that get negatively impacted by the change. Like, it hurts their feelings to see some of these dudes that they look up to, that they've been looking up to for years, change in a certain way. So I'm like, man, don't attach yourself to a person like that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Like, at the end of the day, for a lot of these people, man, money talks. Money talks at the end of the day. A lot of these people ain't really about what they be talking about, man. Money gonna talk. So they gonna talk, they'll talk about these white people all day long on these platforms. And then when these white people hit them up for a payment, like, hey, man, I need for you to do this, that, and the third, man, they'll sell y'all out real quick. They'll sell y'all out real quick. So they'll talk a good talk. They'll talk a good talk on this camera until it's time to work with them white folks. Man, they ready to work. They ready to cut the check. They ready to cut the check. So that's what I found funny, man, because I really, back in the day, like she know it, back in the day, I used to rock with a lot of people, and I'm thinking they really down for the cause, man, because I was really on it. Like, I was really on it, man. I wasn't fooling with nothing white. I was really on it. So I'm thinking, man, all right, man, we got some brothers that's true to it. I'm rocking with it. Then you look back up, man, they taking pictures with all the white folks they happy to take. I'm like, man, I can't rock with that, man. You wasn't really on that. You had me thinking that you was this way, then you didn't, this what you on now? Nah, I ain't rocking with it. I ain't rocking with it. I ain't rocking with it at all. And then you got a lot of people out here, man, that got this perception. Y'all know some of these people, man, but y'all got a lot of these sellouts out here that just make it seem like you can't generate the wealth dealing with your own people. Man, look at the money that we make collectively as black people, man. We can definitely generate the wealth that we need by focusing on our own people. They do it. They target market, they target audience, and I'm talking about the white folks. Even the Asian folks, hence why, even the Arabs, hence why they put their stores in black neighborhoods. Their target market is black people. So everybody else knows that they can generate wealth from black people, but black people. We don't think we can generate the wealth by dealing with our own. Nah, we can do that. We can do that just like everybody else. I got enough black people that's rocking and rolling with me to the point where I feel like I'm good. I can focus on my people. I don't need to sell my people out. I don't need to cut deals with the white folks. I don't need to cut deal with the white folks, especially if it's gonna compromise what I stand on. The only time I cut some type of deal with a white person, man, is if I'm in charge of the creative process and I'm able to stay true to myself. And it's not compromising who I am as a person. It's not compromising what I stand for. That's the only way that we gonna cut some type of deal. It's gonna be like a partnership, man. It ain't gonna be them enslaving me. That's the only way I'm cutting some type of deal with them. I'm not gonna cut a deal to where they in charge of everything, man, where they got power over me. It ain't happening like that. Nick, peace, what's going on? God-fearing king, man. That's why I tell people all the time, man, detachment, it's a science and it's an art. And I feel like everybody needs to embrace that science and embrace that art. Focus on being detached. And like I said, a lot of people attach themselves to some of these folks. And to show you the art of detachment, like the people that I was fooling with, once they showed me their true colors, man, I detached instantly because I'm like, all right, bet. Moving on, I'll find somebody else. That's why I stick to a lot of my elders and a lot of my ancestors, man. A lot of people that then passed. I go back and listen to Malcolm. I go back and listen to Khalid Muhammad. I go back and listen to Amos Wilson. I go back and listen to some Huey Newton. I do that type of stuff, man, before I entertain a lot of this other nonsense that's out here. I can't rock with a lot of these individuals, man, doing things for shock value, not really staying true to the cause and whatnot. Yeah, God-fearing king, most definitely. I'm going back to that path. I mean, that's what I do. That's what I do before I entertain a lot of this new age stuff that's out here. Like, man, you can see right through some of the people, man. You can see right through some of these people. You can see right through them, and you can see that it's not genuine, man. You can see right through that. You should be able to pick up on that instantly when you in tune with yourself. You should be able to pick up on it instantly that a lot of people are doing things for shock value, man. A lot of people doing things for shock value, man. They not really doing it for the love, man. They doing it to generate a certain type of attention. Then when they get this certain type of attention, they utilizing it as leverage. They utilizing as leverage, man. Y'all gotta understand something too. White people be about that money. So a lot of people say things like, white people don't support. No, white people, if something is conscious and it's uplifting black folks, then white folks don't want to see it thrive. No, that's true to an extent. Like y'all saw what happened with the Kaepernick situation, man. When that stuff started cracking, then you saw all these websites, man, like Nike and stuff like that, man. The type of stuff that they start posting on their websites, man. Yeah, they're gonna start pushing that stuff when they can make a profit. Snuggle668, appreciate the donation. Are you saying old people made sense with the knowledge they have been trying to tell people, and they are not irrelevant in today's time? Listen, when it comes to some of the old traditions, like a lot of it was right and exact. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. See, a lot of that can apply to some of the old traditions that we have. Even when you go back to like the laws of Ma'at and things of that nature, like we already had a lot of these guidelines, these rules and regulations. Like our ancestors already laid a lot of things down for us. And we act like we don't have those guidelines. We act like we don't have those rules and regulations. Like a lot of those things was laid out for us way back in the day. We didn't overlook it. We didn't ignore it. We act like it don't exist. But we know why that happens, man. They destroyed a lot of our information. They destroyed a lot of our history and tried to rewrite it. And then they gave us the things that they wanted to give us in regards to creating new cultures for us and a new way of life. So they gave us that new way of life, that new culture that they wanted us to adhere to. And they were striving to destroy the original culture of black people. So we know that happened. Sherwin, appreciate the donation. Oh, Malcolm. Yeah, Michael. Malcolm, his father was a Garveyite, so we already know how that go. Malcolm X's father was a Garveyite, so he had that in his blood. But you know, he didn't basically wake up until he got locked up and did the knowledge to message to the black man, man. But his pops was on it. His pops was a Garveyite. His pops was a Garveyite. Rocking with Garvey. Rocking with Garvey, man, and that's another thing, man. We got to get more in tune. I mean, it's just crazy how a lot of people think that we done made all this progress, man. But again, it's still like if you go out to the average black person and you talk about or ask them about Marcus Garvey, man, they might not even still know who you talking about. Like, we got to do better in regards to educating our people on our history, and it, like, still to this day. Still to this day, man, somebody like Marcus Garvey should be well known amongst the black community, and he really is not that well known like he should be in regards to his history, his contributions to the black people in the wilderness of North America, what we call it, in the belly of the beast. Like, Marcus Garvey still don't get enough credit for what he's done, for what he did, I mean, and for the impact that he had. Beast Reincarnated, appreciate the donation. Do you think there's a civil war coming to America? What I think about that, I don't necessarily, listen, I don't think that the civil war, I don't think that that's actually going to happen in my time. I don't think that that's happening. It sounds good. It's been sounding good for a minute. We always, like, when things seem like it's getting semi-real, we always bring up civil war. I don't necessarily think that that's about to go down, though. I don't think it's about to go down. I don't think a civil war is actually about to go down. I don't think it's going to go down like that. So to answer that question, no. God-fearing King, appreciate that donation. Michael Smith, appreciate the donation. Beautiful Goddess Keys, peace, what's going on? Michael Smith, like, I'm with you. Like, the way I view the Back to Africa movement, if it was realistic for me, like, I'm all for it. That would all make sense. But it's like, I realistically don't feel like collectively we finna all come together and be like, let's all relocate to Africa. So we got to make do with where we at. And again, the universe is our home. Like, they are the ones that don't really have a place to go. Like, literally. They tell us to go back to Africa as if that's the only place we came from. No, this whole entire, like I said, this whole entire planet, this whole entire universe is our home. They are the ones that literally have no home to go to. So when people say go back to Europe, that's still incorrect. That ain't their home neither. That's not their home neither. Like, they don't belong to Europe. Like, that's not their birthplace. Like, that's not their home. You know what I mean? So we can't even tell them to go back to Europe. Oh, Sherwin, yeah, it's a funny world that we living in right now. It's a funny world that we living in. The reason why I say that the world is funny right now, because all this type of stuff that's going on right now, it was planned. It was planned. Like, all this stuff going on right now is planned. Like, they are planning for this to happen. They plan for this to happen. I mean, they plan for this to happen. So it's funny. It's funny, and we the one, and black people the ones that swallow it up. Like, look at these people acting crazy. They're really upset that Donald Trump has not been selected again. If y'all really think that pro-Trump supporters are really upset when at the end of the day they still about to benefit from the white privilege, y'all are funny. The white people, listen, white people are not upset because guess what? Another white man has been selected. So white folks ain't mad. White folks ain't mad. Still another white person selected and is the mascot for the United States of America. So what are they mad for? They still about to benefit from white privilege. They children still about to benefit from white privilege. They good. If things go down, they still got these nuclear weapons on their side. So they good. They good. They children still ain't about to be miseducated. These hospitals and the medical industry is killing us, not them. That's still happening. The media is degrading us, not them. That's still happening. So they good. They not in their feelings because because one of them didn't get selected again, and then another one did. Like, they good, man. They good. Terenzo, no doubt. That's exactly what I'm saying. So we really think, like, black people got to be better than that. We truly think that these white folks mad because another white man has been selected. Come on now. They good. They good. Oh, RJ Ray, even still, overt racism still gonna be cool. The overt racism was still happening under Obama, and it ain't changed nothing. Man, we was still getting killed by the police, and the police was still getting off under Obama. It don't matter who the mascot is, man. That overt racism is still gonna happen. It's still gonna happen. It's still gonna be accepted. They still gonna walk free once they shoot and kill us for no reason, just because they felt like it was a threat. So that's still gonna happen. That's still gonna happen. Oh, Snuggle 668. Basically, you want me to explain what do I mean by they don't have a home? What I mean by that is when we talk about the origin of humanity, and they tell us to go back to Africa as if that's the only place that we populated. What I'm saying is we populated everywhere before they did. So we can claim every place. We can claim every country. We can claim everywhere before they can, because we were there before them. We existed on, listen, we the original people of the planet Earth. We existed any and everywhere before they did. So I say the universe is our home, and they really don't have a claim to any landmass because we were there first. That's what I mean by that. So technically, they don't have a place that they can claim as theirs because we were there first, is what I'm saying. So they don't have a particular part of the world to where it was just their people and we never populated that place before them. They can't claim that. They can't claim that. Any place you see on the planet, an original person, an original man or original woman was there first. Was there first, and that's just a fact. Yeah, they came out of somewhere, but again, we was there first. So again, we the original people of the planet Earth. Like this whole entire planet, it belongs to us. It belongs to the original man. It belongs to the original woman. That's a fact. They know that. They know that, but they just trying to put us in Africa. Like that's the only place where we can go. That's the only place where we belong. They doing that for a reason. They doing that for a reason. Now, I don't have a problem with Africa. I'm just telling y'all, we migrated out of Africa and we was in all these other places also. But yes, everything came out of that particular place. Never will argue that. But we was in all these other places before they were as well. We migrated, we explored before they did. And they want to make it seem like that's something they were doing, that they discovered all of these places. How you discovering something? We was already there. Like we was already all these places first. Snuggle 668. Yeah, you asked some good questions. I like all of these questions though. So if somebody was there first, how did the other beings come into existence? What happened to create others? That's when we start talking about the grafting process. Basically, the culture that I come from, we talk about being grafted. Other people call it selective breeding or eugenics. It's real simple. You got the black germ, the brown germ, and you keep going down the color spectrum. So you got black, brown, red, yellow, and again, what eugenics is telling you that you keep taking the lighter shades and you breed the lighter shades until you eventually get to the white shade. So that's selective breeding. That's eugenics. That's the grafting process. That's essentially how you got down to white. And they got a story about Yaku. Again, that's not a literal story, but that story is letting you know about the grafting process. That's essentially how that happens. So again, that's essentially why we can say they came from us. Because we talking about the black, brown, red, yellow seed, and we talking about selective breeding, having certain groups of people mate with one another because you're trying to get to that white. So that's how that process happened. And we got a lot of honest scientists that back that and support that when it comes to like eugenics and selective breeding. Hence why they still practice that. They still practice that, man. That's why that stuff is still in existence to this day. Like they still practice that. So you can get the white from the black, but you can't get the black from the white. Matter of fact, if you just try to listen, white people know they can't thrive without the original people of the planet Earth. Humanity would not last long if it was just white. It wouldn't last long at all. Would not last long at all. It will die. It would eventually die out. It would not last. Oh, Snuggle 668, no doubt. Like I said, I recommend study. I don't got my books on me, but I recommend just studying eugenics, studying selective breeding. Then you will see exactly what I'm talking about. But there's all science behind that. That's why they got that. That's why it's called eugenics, selective breeding, and things of that nature. And on top of that, now that we talking about like selective breeding and eugenics, man, I was reading my book, Population Control, and it was talking about the agenda that they've had for depopulation. And man, what was it? The King of England? I think it was the King of England. And he was talking about the mission that they had, the elites, the mission that they had back in like the 80s. I think this was like the mid to late 80s. He was talking about the mission that they had to depopulate the planet. He was talking like it was overpopulated. They wanted to get the number down. And he was talking about the way that they wanted to get the number down. One of the main ways was through a deadly virus. So I found that was funny. That was like in the mid to late 80s. And it was a lot of people talking about that, man. They was like the best ways to get the population down. It was like basically like sterilizing the water. So putting chemicals in the water that would cause infertility. That was one of the main ways. A deadly virus was number 2. I forgot the third way. I think it was through the food. But it was just like sterilizing the water, man. The water causing infertility, basically. Deadly virus. And then the chemicals in the food. Just wiping out the planet. That was how they wanted to basically insert the depopulation agenda. And this is not something that's a conspiracy. Man, some of your most well-known elites have been talking about depopulation for a minute. Bill Gates is the most noticeable. But this is something that has been of a concern to the elite. They want to get the number down. I think the number was like 500 million that they want to get the population down to. Oh, okay. So Tay Ashley, good question. See, I like the good question. Hey, hold on. Just my 4 cents. That's exactly what I was talking about. Yeah, them stones in Georgia. That's where they got the agenda right there. I think it's 500 million that they want to get the population, that they want to get humanity down to. That's on those stones. So it's funny that you mentioned that. But Tay, good question. I like all these questions. It didn't come off wrong. So if black is a dominant gene, how is it so easy to get from black to white? That right there is showing and proving the dominance of the black gene, because you're able to get all the colors from the black gene. You're not able to do it the other way around. So that's why that's showing and proving the dominance. So the story of Yakub, that's the whole point of the story. The original man was basically demonstrating his power by saying that I can create a wicked white race. It sounds messed up, but that's like the story of Yakub basically demonstrating his power. Because if y'all look up Yakub, he's called the big-headed scientist. So it's a wicked, big-headed scientist. That's what Yakub is when you look it up. Again, it's not something to take literal. But Yakub is supposed to be a big-headed, wicked scientist, and he's black. You have a large head, and he's supposed to be a scientist. The reason why he created this white race was to demonstrate the power of the original man. So that's why black is the dominant gene, because he showed forth his power, that he's able to get that white germ, or not the white germ, the white seed or the white from the black. So that was basically him exercising and demonstrating that power according to that story. Again, not something to take literal, but that's just demonstrating the power of the original man and the original woman. So yeah, that's that dominant, man. You got everything within the black. You got everything within the black, man. So you can get everything from the black. Like that's showing you right there that it's the dominant gene. You can get everything from black. Black contains everything. We absorb it, man. So you can get everything from black. Hence why you can go to Africa and you can see different variations in regards to pigmentation. Because we contain all of that. We contain all of that. So you can easily get that white from the black because we contain everything. And Snuggles, that's the question that we all settle on. And again, back to when you get to the 5% doctrine, no doubt. That's why we talk about Yakub, the big-headed scientist. You most definitely can have that wickedness. But and you gotta think about it. We talk about origins, right? The whole purpose, like in that story, and this is just a story. So again, mind you, this is not something, I always gotta break this down. It's a story. So when I talk about Yakub, I'm not talking about something that actually happened. It is a story. So don't think that I'm telling y'all that this is something that I believe actually happened. So again, breaking down that it's a story. But when we break it down, we look at the origin. We talking about the origin. Why was the particular race created in the first place? The whole purpose of the creation of the white race in that story was for that particular group of people to be wicked. So they was created with the intentions of them being wicked by the person that created them, by the big-headed scientist Yakub. Yes, we do have that level of wickedness in us, but we weren't necessarily derived to be wicked. We weren't necessarily created to be wicked. That's the difference. They were constructed according to the story to be wicked. So that's the difference. So yes, the person that was responsible for them, which would be the big-headed scientist, yes, that's wickedness. But the entire race in which he came from was not designed to be wicked, was not constructed to be wicked. So that's like the biggest difference. So the whole reason why it was created in the first place, was for them to be wicked. So that's different. They were created with the intentions of they are going to be wicked. And again, according to the story. So I gotta, again, y'all don't ask me something as if I'm saying I believe this is something that happened literally. It's a story meant to convey a message. But this is not even just Yakub. You can even find this type of rhetoric in the actual Bible. When you get the right Bible, it's letting you know this. That's why you have Hebrew Israelites that have the perception or perspective that they have towards white people. Because when you actually break down the Bible is actually saying the same thing that we saying about white folks, about the white race, about Europeans. That's in the Bible as well. So that's not necessarily just 5% doctrine. Because when you even look at Yakub, you can go to the Bible and you got Jacob. So you got Yakub, you got Jacob. So again, it ain't really a difference there. So you can actually find this same situation in the Bible. So you can find this in a lot of holy texts. Even our ancestors writing on the walls, like they demonstrated and conveyed a similar type of message. Hence, again, nothing is new under the sun type deal. Hey, Snuggles asking the questions, the great questions. But y'all see how I go. We answer the questions though. Yeah, we answer the questions. See, and that's the difference between me and some other folks. Because somebody get mad at Snuggles. Y'all done seen that Snuggles asking great questions. If this was anybody else, they'd probably get mad at Snuggles for asking these questions and tell them to go research it themselves. I'm gonna answer the question to the best of my abilities. Based off of what I rock with and what I know. But if that was anybody else, they would have got mad at Snuggles. They probably would have blocked him. They were like, all right, man, this dude playing too much. But no, Snuggles. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the story. Snuggles say the race that Yakub came from, what were they designed to be? Who was their designer? Once again, great question. So according to that story and according to the doctrine that I come from, again, what created that? We go back to the universe. See, my universal name, which is the name that we give ourselves in my nation, is Universal Adam. So we trace everything back to the atom, which we get that basically from Elijah Muhammad talking about the triple stage darkness. And once the atom cracked, life evolving from the atom. Now scientists look at that, call it a Big Bang Theory type deal. But see, we was talking about that stuff way before scientists labeled it Big Bang. We were talking about that. So we trace everything back to that atom. So we come from the universe. So that's why when we say when somebody passed, they go back to the essence. The essence is the universe. You go back into the universe to keep life going into motion. So again, who was the creator? It ain't necessarily a who. It was the what was the creator. That's what we focus on. So it ain't necessarily a person. We don't feel like a person created us. Is what we came from. We came from that universe. Everything that the universe is made of exists within us. So we feel like we one with the universe. We feel like we of the universe. So we came from the universe. So it ain't necessarily we feel like something created us. It's a what we came from. We came from the universe. We evolved from the universe. So that's how we see that. And again, we talk about being righteous by nature. We talk about being righteous by nature. So that's what we rock with. Oh, Snuggle 668, ain't no doubt. Ain't no problem, man. You ain't even gotta thank me for that. I love the questions, man. I love people asking me questions. It keep me sharp. It keep me sharp. And then if I don't know something, for one, I'm going to admit that I don't know something. And it ain't even about knowing. I'm just going, basically what I'm doing, I'm building based off of my doctrine, based off of what I rock with. So I'm answering questions based off of that, just representing my culture and whatnot. So I'm answering everything based off of that. So this ain't something for you necessarily to believe. This is just me spitting back my doctrine. So I'm able to just kind of answer that because, again, that's my way of life. So you could have caught me slipping. I could have been, this right here, this would have showed and proved. Like the video called, it's about frauds. You could have called me out. You could have been asking me these questions and I could have been dodging them. And I would have been the fraud that I'm talking about in the video. But I'm about to answer these questions to the best of my abilities. Tate Ashley. So you say, what is the name of the religion of our ancestors that was taken? And that's the thing, the beauty of that, we was diverse as a people. So you had some of everything coming out of Africa. You had some of everything coming out of Africa. I got a book, it's a book, what is it by, is it John Jackson, called Man, God, and Civilization? Man, God, and Civilization. That book lets you know that like you had some of everything that came out of Africa, man, from polytheism, monotheism. We would like to worship in nature. Like we was doing all of that. We was doing all of that came out of Africa, man. So we had all those type of cultures in Africa, man. We diverse. We very diverse. So it wasn't just one belief system that came out of Africa. You even had atheists in Africa. When you go back, when you trace our ancestors back to almost the beginning of humanity, like they didn't have time to believe in a higher power. They was focused on survival. So by default, they were like atheists because they didn't have time to ponder who created this universe, what created this universe. They was trying to survive. So our early ancestors, they didn't believe in anything but survival. So we had everything, man. We had everything. It's nothing new under the sun. That's the reason why that is even a statement to begin with. There's nothing new under the sun. So some of everything came out of Africa. Some of everything came out of Africa. Oh, Tay Ashley, and most definitely it is. It is. That's why when I get upset when I hear people and Bobby, appreciate that donation, bro. But I get frustrated when people say things like white people science. That's the white man science. Listen, ain't no such thing as the white man. The only time you get to white man science, then you ain't got to label it white man science. Then it becomes pseudoscience. So it's not white man science, it's pseudoscience. White people ain't, like, listen, when it's accurate science, like, trust me, trust and believe they got that from us. So we need to stop, we give white people too much credit. We give white people too much credit, oh, yeah, white man science. No, it's just called pseudoscience. Pseudoscience. But we've been breaking things down scientifically way before they have, and we was breaking things down without the instruments that they had to create to break the things down. So we was breaking down everything like that. So they talk about Western science and Western medicine and all that type of nonsense, man. A lot of that is really pseudo. So like when they start talking about medication and all these type of pills and whatnot that they got us hooked on, like, to me, that's pseudoscience. That ain't real science to me. That ain't real medicine. That's pseudo medicine. I ain't even finna call it all that, man. It's just pseudo. That's the real pseudoscience. That's the real pseudo medicine. Oh, RJ Ray, the book, RJ asked a good question. What is the book that talks about how our ancestors were communicating by using water? It's a book by Ivan Van Sertima, and it is called Blacks in Science. That book, powerful, man. It lets you know some of the things that we were doing way back in the day that they just now are coming across. Like Blacks in Science by Ivan Van Sertima. Get that book, read that book, break that book down. That book lets you know. That's where I got that information about how we was communicating, utilizing the frequency of water. Like, that stuff is crazy. That stuff deep, man. It got deep. It gets deep, man. But that's a pretty good book. Blacks in Science, Ivan Van Sertima. Definitely get that book, man. That's a very good book. Get all the Ivan Van Sertima work. Tay Ashley, the reason why they want to try to erase us because they want to take the credit for all the things that they have stolen from us, which is everything. So in order for them to be able to take the credit and really rewrite history, they gotta wipe us out of it. They gotta wipe us out of it. They done did that in everything, man, from music to the things that they created. Like they say, all right, so, like when you think rock and roll, for the most part, you think white folks, you think white people. Rock and roll, they got that from us, but they almost then wiped us out of rock and roll to the point where we don't think we created rock and roll. We think rock and roll is something for white people. No, it's not. But that's one of the lanes where they done almost wiped us out. So when you think rock and roll, you don't associate it with black. You like, nah, we ain't got nothing to do with that. That ain't our type of music. Nah, that is our type of music. They got it from us. We started rock and roll. But like they gotta wipe us out entirely for them to be able to take the credit. So they gotta wipe us out. They gotta wipe us out. Oh, Bobby, no doubt. No doubt. And a lot of people, that's why a lot of people don't strive to do the knowledge to certain pieces of information. They be afraid. They'd rather be in the dark. They'd rather not know. They'd rather not know, they say. Because they feel like once they know, it's like, what can we do about it? And they get depressed. It's a lot that you can do about it. Once you start understanding the agenda, and then you find a lot of other people that understand the agenda, it's a lot that we can do about it. It's a lot that can be done. Once a lot of us come together and we understanding the agenda. How do you think they got to where they at? They started studying, it started from one person, starting to study black folks, like, look at this powerful group of people. They interested, I'm finna study them. Then it went from one person to two people. Then that doubled, and it kept doubling to the point where the whole entire European race was like, all right, we finna study black people. And they started studying us. They started understanding how we move. They started understanding our tactics and all of that type of stuff. And they ended up utilizing a lot of stuff against us, and it got us. So all we got to do, enough of us, when we come together and we study and we understanding the enemy, then now we going to know how to maneuver to conquer the enemy. So it's a lot that can be done once you start to wake up. Once you start to enlighten yourself in regards to what's going on. Oh, RJ, no doubt. They gon' listen. They gonna take credit for hip hop. Like I told you, in about 30, 40 years, when they have, it's probably gonna be 50, 60 years. When they got Tupac in the history, when they gonna have Tupac in the history books, Tupac gonna be white. Y'all done heard me say this in videos before. Give them 100 years, man. Tupac gonna be a white man in the history books. They gonna take credit for Tupac. That's how they do it. So we gonna have white Tupac. They definitely gonna do that. So again, I just go when we not existing, when we long gone, Tupac gonna be white in the history book. I know y'all done seen that, man. You look up some people, man, that were dark as night back in the day. You look them up on Google, man, and they got some very white images of them. So we know how they do it. Terenzo, I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with that, and that's why I say we got to get in tune and we got to stay in tune. We got to get in tune with ourselves. So when we get in tune with ourselves, we get in tune with the universe. We get in tune with nature. So I definitely can rock with that. That's why they try to manipulate nature. That's why they try to manipulate and control nature. Like I said, we always talk about heart, man. So we know that they always striving to manipulate and control that nature, so that it can become destructive and whatnot. So we know what's going on. So sometimes when you see that earthquake wasn't really a natural disaster. It was caused by man. Sometimes when you see that hurricane wasn't necessarily a natural disaster. That hurricane might have been caused by man. So sometimes you gotta be mindful of what's really going on. Snuggle 668. When it comes to people talking about first of all, is somebody claiming to be smart? Then I'm questioning their intelligence off the rip. Because, what was it, Socrates, man? What did he say, man? I know that I know nothing. I know that I know nothing. Like, if somebody coming out telling you that they smart, if somebody coming out here telling you that they are intelligent, then I'm questioning them off the rip. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be confident in regards to your abilities, man, but I'm not about to be coming out here telling people I'm smart. Nah, man, I'm just going to let that speak for itself. If you think that I'm intelligent, then that's cool. But I'm not about to come out letting people know that I'm intelligent, letting people know that I'm smart. Because it's a lot of areas where I know absolutely nothing. I may know some things on certain subjects, and that's about it. And that's everybody. That's everybody. We know a little bit. We know a little bit in certain aspects of life. That's it. So again, if somebody coming out, and I know people like this, and I know people that'll come out and let you know that they smart. So when you do that, to me, you have become dumb by telling me that you smart. Because now you think that you smart. You think that you know something. And you probably don't. So that right there, when a person lets me know that they smart, I'm already thinking that this person is dumb. This person is not as smart as they think. Because I'm going to let you know off the rip, I know absolutely nothing. The more that I learn, the more I realize I don't know. So I don't know nothing. I tell people that all the time, man. I tell people that all the time, I don't know nothing. And that's what creates that desire for me to continue to learn, because I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. Oh, God-fearing king, man. I'm already knowing, man. I be wishing I could just, man, it'd be so much to learn out here, man. I'd be like, dang, man. I wish I started reading a lot earlier than I did. I wish I would have took this serious as a child. That's one thing you better do. Get them started early on read, man. I got started late in the game. I be feeling like I'm so behind on the information. It's crazy. Snuggle 668. How would you define it? How would you define what intelligence is to you? Like, what would be your definition of intelligence to you? Because it could be, we could define intelligence in a lot of different ways, man. But I feel like, because you got a lot of different ways, because you got something that's called emotional intelligence. So it's like, man, you just gotta figure out what intelligence means to you. What intelligence means to you. Like, does intelligence revolve around memorization? Like, when you go to school is basically you just memorizing things. And then, like, is that a form of intelligence to you? Does it just revolve around being able to think wisely? What does intelligence mean to you? When somebody say that you are intelligent, what does that mean? What does that mean to you? So you got to create that definition of intelligence for you. Like, I can't supply you with a definition of intelligence. I feel like that's something that you got to define for yourself. What does intelligence mean to you? When you feel like, because we've all used that word. So when you call somebody else or refer to somebody else as intelligent, what are you saying? Are you saying that person knows a lot? Are you saying that person has some nice insight? Are you saying that you like the way that person thinks? What is it? Are you saying that person has a decent memory, therefore they are intelligent? What do you mean? Snuggle 668. One of the things that's about my culture too, we got something called self-styled wisdom. So you can define these words. You can define them words on your own. Like, you ain't got to feel relegated to the or delegated to the dictionary definition. No, you can go beyond that. You can go beyond the dictionary definition. Just think about it, man. Just think about it in experience, just from your experience. When you utilize the word intelligence, what does it mean to you? What does it mean to you? Like, when they tell you to read that book and break it down, give a summary in your own words. Give a summary of intelligence in your own words. So the times where I have utilized the word intelligence, it's more so about the mentality of a person or the way that that person is thinking. That's when I utilize the word intelligence or the word intelligent. It is the way that somebody is utilizing their mind, and they realize the strength and the power in that mind. They have activated that mental strength, and they live out their reality. So it's a lot of different ways that you can activate the mental strength. Again, memorization, like thinking before you act. To me, that's intelligence. Like the emotional intelligence, basically not letting your emotions drive you, you driving the emotions. That is emotional intelligence. So it's a lot of different ways that I would view someone that's intelligent, man, because it's a lot of different attributes of intelligence. So again, somebody that's focusing on strengthening their mind, the memory. To me, that's intelligent. That's an intelligent person, because they have activated that mental power, that mental strength. They didn't sit around and say, well, I can't memorize that. I can't do that. They said, no, the mind is a very, very powerful thing. I can memorize this if I put my mind to it. And then that's what they do. That's intelligence to me. That person saying, man, I don't think I want to go on this side of town because I got a bad feeling something gonna happen. And then that bad feeling turns into a reality and that person didn't go. That's intelligence. You listen to yourself. Intelligence is saying, I know I shouldn't be eating this food because I know that it's destructive. So I'm not gonna eat this food. I'm a opt, instead of the hamburger, I'm gonna eat this apple, because this apple is healthy and it's supplying me with benefits. That's intelligence. That's you making a decision for the betterment of yourself. That's an intelligent person. That's an intelligent move. So that's intelligence to me. Moving in a way that's going to benefit your overall health and well-being. That's intelligence. Moving in a way that's activating your mental power, that inner strength. That's intelligence to me. And I'm not using a dictionary to define it. So to me, all of those things make up intelligence. When you move in a way that's activating that inner strength, that inner power, that mental strength, and that mental power, that's intelligence. Sure, and appreciate the donation, and it definitely must lead to peace. If you're not doing anything that you striving for peace, then what you doing? If the end goal ain't peace, then what you doing it for? Oh, Snuggle 668. Again, what I'm saying is you can utilize the dictionary definition, but you can also go beyond the dictionary definition. The dictionary definition is only one way to see it. So you got your own way to see it based off of life experience. So you can utilize the dictionary definition, cool, but you're going to also have personal experiences in regards to the word, so you can view it a different way. You got to know and understand that a person created the word and created the definition of the word based off of like experience, based off of how he saw it. So you can do the same thing. So you got the dictionary definition is basically a foundation, something for you to go by. But you can also alter that definition based off of personal experience. So you can take the definition, use it as a foundation, but then you can expand. You can expand the definition. You can expand that dictionary definition based off of your experience. So that's what I'm saying. So take the dictionary definition and expand on it. Expand on it based off of your experience with the word. Oh, Snuggle 668 again, man. I'm not well versed on nothing. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. I ain't well versed on the word. Hey, Terenzo will be the word, man. If you want to know some words, hit up Terenzo. I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. I'll let you know. I'll let you know where to go to find the information now. That's what they call humble. You know, I'm not finna act like I know it. I can just give you that perspective. That's about it though. But hey, don't say I ain't well versed on the words. Jay Capers, man, can somebody help Jay with that? I don't know what the science about that is, man. It's probably the Illuminati hating on you. They don't want you to donate to the kid. I don't know. Oh, Fun Gay, I ain't even see you in the building. What's going on with you? Ananias, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. Going above and beyond. Expand on it. Expand on it. But somebody got some info for Jay. He say he's trying to do the super chat, but every time he clicked, the phone reset. I don't know the science behind that other than somebody hating. Like, I don't know what's going on. Y'all know how I get. Terenzo, appreciate that donation, and there we go. Terenzo finna break it down, let you know about etymology. When it come to etymology, I guarantee you 100%, we gonna have Terenzo got something for you. It's about your instinct versus intelligence, and again, a lot of people don't understand that too. It's a time and place for everything, so it's a time to be led by them instincts as well. Them instincts to save your life too, and that's even a form of intelligence right there. That's a form of intelligence too, man. Using them, knowing when to use those, knowing when to listen to them instincts. See, a lot of people don't be knowing when to listen to them instincts. Then that gut feeling, that second brain, just knowing when to listen to all of that. Oh, Marlon, man, no doubt. Man, I agree with that 100%. Definitely can do a lot better than that. Definitely. Oh, hey, man, I got a couple books on melanin too. I'll probably bring those books out the chamber. But yeah, they talk about that. I got a few books on melanin though. Well, I think Layla Africa wrote one of them. But yeah, I got a few books on melanin that talks about that. Talks about the origin of melanin and whatnot. So I'm gonna have to bring some of those books out. Gonna have to build on some of that information. Brandon, peace, what's going on? Hey, God-fearing King, man, you did your duty. You did your duty on that. Man, but hey, yo, Again, man, I get to chopping up, get to venting. It's always a good thing, man. My client done pulled up. Y'all know I be in this gym going hard. I be forgetting about my clients and they catch me off guard. Trying to do better with that, man. I be venting. But my client just pulled up on me, man. I might have to tap back in with y'all later on. If not, I'm going to definitely be on tomorrow when I got a lot more time. And we definitely going to chop it up. But, man, it's been a positive stream, man. I appreciate the donations. Appreciate all the comments and the questions. Keep coming with the questions, man. Y'all know I love building on the questions. Because we not frauds out here. We going to answer questions to the best of our abilities. But I got to get this gym ready for this session. Y'all be easy, man. Y'all enjoy this Saturday. Y'all be peaceful. Y'all stay centered, stay balanced. It's all love, y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm out. Peace.